How's it going? Ryan here at eTrailer.com. Today on our 2019 Volkswagen Tiguan, we're going to be taking a look at and showing you how to install the CURT Class 3 2-inch trailer hitch receiver. Now right off the bat, one of the things that's going to separate this one a little bit compared to the Drawtite that's available is this one is going to be just a little bit more visible. It's going to hang down below our bumper, which isn't really an eyesore in my opinion. Like I said, you're just going to be able to see more of that receiver tube as compared to that Draw-Tite, which is going to come through this opening here. It's just going to be tucked up a little bit closer to the body of our vehicle, and in my opinion, just give us a little bit more of a clean look. But either way, not really going to take away from the looks of the back of your Volkswagen. Now this is a Class 3 hitch, so it's going to have that 2-inch by 2-inch receiver tube opening. That's going to work well for a ton of different types of accessories and different types of ball mounts. It's also going to have a reinforced collar for extra strength. And it's going to have that standard 5/8 size pinhole. Now keep in mind it does not come included with a pin and clip, but if you need one, you can find it here at eTrailer.com. It's going to have loop style safety chain openings, which are going to give us more than enough room to use just about any size hook that you might have. Now one thing I really like about this hitch is that it's going to give us some really good clearance. What I mean by that, the end of the receiver tube opening is going to sit just right behind our back bumper. And that's going to work really well for those folding accessories. And since we're not going to have really anything obstructing the hitch, it's going to be really easy to access whenever we're putting our accessories on or taking them off. Now as far as the hitch's weight capacities go, it's going to have a 525-pound maximum gross tongue weight rating. So that's going to be the amount of weight pushing down on the hitch. So that's going to be more than enough for just about any size bike rack, cargo carrier, or any other accessory that you'd want to use. As far as the maximum gross trailer weight rating goes, it's going to be 3,500 pounds. So that's going to be the amount of weight pulling on the hitch. So that's the weight of your trailer plus anything that you might have on it. Now I do always recommend checking with your owner's manual to make sure your Tiguan can pull that much weight. Now I'm going to give you a couple of measurements, and you're going to use these to help figure out which hitch mount and accessories to get. From the ground to the top inside edge of the receiver tube opening, it's going to be about 11.5 inches. So chances are pretty good if you plan on doing some towing, you're going to need to get a ball mount with a rise. From the center of the hitch pinhole to the edge of the rear bumper, that's going to be about 5 inches. And you're going to use that measurement to figure out if any folding accessories that you might have can be stored in the upright position without contacting the bumper. They're also really pleased with how well the installation went for them because it is really straightforward and easy to do. You should have no problem doing it yourself at home in the garage or driveway. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and put the hitch on together now. To begin our install, we're going to be underneath our Volkswagen, and we're going to need to lower our exhaust a little bit to give us some room to work. So before we do that, what I like to do is take a strap and just kind of run it from side to side, and that'll just help give our exhaust a little extra support. Now on each side of our muffler, we're going to have one bolt that is securing it to the frame, and so we're going to need to take those out. So I'll use a 13mm socket to unscrew it. Now if we move on to our frame rail, we're going to have two bolts that we need to take out. So I'll do that using a 16mm socket. And we want to hold on to these bolts. And once I have this one out, the other side's set up the same way. So we'll just repeat this process over there. Now once those bolts are out, what I like to do is come back and spray the holes down with some penetrating oil. Just take a tube brush and just kind of clean out those threads a little bit. Now with an extra set of hands, we can grab our hitch and raise it into position. Make sure to go over your exhaust there. And we're going to line up the holes in the hitch with the holes in the frame rail. We're just going to secure it using the factory hardware that we took out. Now we're going to want to get at least one started on each side hand tight. That way the hitch will support itself while we work on the rest of them. Now, something I do want to mention, if you're having a little bit of trouble getting this hole in the hitch lined up with the one in the frame here, a lot of times there can be some sealer material that's around this portion of the frame. And so it makes it a little bit easier to kind of scrape some of that off and give you a little more room. So I'm just using the flat side of a pry bar to kind of remove some of that material. However, you could use a putty knife or a flat blade screwdriver, something like that, if the hitch is fighting you as well. Now with all of our hardware in place and hand tight, you can go ahead and snug it all down. Now at this point, we can grab a torque wrench and tighten all of our hardware to the amount specified in the instructions. And now with our hitch all torqued down, we can re-secure our exhaust. We'll lift it up and just use those factory bolts that we took out to get it re-secured. Then we can come over here and remove our support strap. And that'll finish up our look at and our installation of the CURT Trailer Hitch receiver on our 2019 Volkswagen Tiguan.